I am afraid of whales, okay? Hear me out on this one. Whales, they're terrifying. Okay, like, just imagine this. Like, imagine putting yourself in this scenario. You're just, like, on, like, a tiny boat. Not, like, an actual boat or anything, but imagine, like, you're on, like, a paddle board or something in the middle of the ocean, right? Because some people actually do that. Some people unironically go on, like, paddle boards. Now, usually they do have, like, a boat with them. But, like, imagine you are on, like, you're in the middle of the ocean on a boat, and then you decide to go out on paddle boards with, like, a group of friends. So you're just kind of floating out a ways away from the boat on the paddle boards. And then, out of nowhere, you're just sitting there. A giant whale just shoots out over the water right next to you while screaming and then just splashes back under. That is so that is terrifying. That is terrifying because you don't know that the whale was there. You never knew the whale was there. And then this huge gigantic creature just appears out of the water right next to you. And then I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, whale calls are really peaceful." If you've actually heard like what a whale call sounds like, cuz I know there's for the majestic kind is real, but I think I'm pretty sure it's for whatever reason it sounds a bit different. A lot of them are just screaming. It's literally just a scream. And if they shoot out of the water, sometimes they will just scream. So as it comes out of the water, you just hear this deathly loud scream, and then it splashes back under the water, and the water's shaking. You're freaking out, but now you have to sit there and know that there is a gigantic creature potentially underneath you that could come out of the water at any moment and then flip you or land on you. That is so scary. I don't know when this fear started, but I can tell you the video that started it, and it was pretty much what I just described. I think a lot of people have seen it. If you've seen, I don't know, I think it's a TikTok or a YouTube short, Instagram, whatever. But it's these people that are just sitting on a raft, and then a whale shoots out and screams and splashes under. I remember I watched that video, and then that's when it all clicked. That's just when it all clicked, and I've been terrified of whales since. Now, it's only the big kind of whales. I can handle killer whales or something. Me and my family, we went whale watching. I don't know if you'd consider it. I guess it was whale watching this summer, and we saw a bunch of orca whales. Or not orca? Killer whales. Killer whales. And that was fun. But I'm talking about the big ones. Is the blue whale? Is that the big ones? I don't really know the whale kind names. But those, I'm terrified of that. I get terrified of whales. I can't handle it. I get that they're supposed to be majestic creatures, and I don't want people to kill them. I know that I don't know if they're endangered, but I know that a lot of people kill them. No reason to kill them. I'm just terrified of them. And I can't handle that. And the thing is, I don't really think I have a fear of the ocean. I know a lot of people have a fear of the ocean. I don't really think I have a fear of that. It's just really whales. Whales scare me so much. I don't think I could never go whale watching if we're talking about the big kind of whales. It's horrifying. I can't handle it. And I don't know. I think it's a collection of, they're massive. I'm pretty sure they are the largest animal on Earth. I'm pretty sure whales are, because I know elephants are the biggest land animal, but whales are the biggest known animal that's alive right now. It's just so scary, bro. It's terrifying. And whales have landed on people too. That's not even just a crazy thing to think about. Whales have. I sometimes go on these weird torture sessions. I don't know, where I look up whale videos just because it freaks me out. And one video was a whale literally landing on a group of people and their raft. And that is terrifying. They were okay. They didn't die or anything. But that's terrifying. Just gonna get crushed by a whale? I can't handle whales. But another fear that ties along kind of with whales, because it's involving the ocean. And again, it's not the fear of the ocean, but it's giant ships, specifically container ships. It's so scary. Now, I feel this one, it's kind of harder to explain, but imagine, right? You're also kind of on a smaller boat or whatever, and you're just sitting there. And then all of a sudden, you turn around and you see this humongous, because those ships are huge, this humongous container ship, and it's heading for you. And it's not trying to crush you or anything, but it's just heading in that direction. So you have to beeline your boat to not get crushed by it, because imagine swimming next to a container ship as it's driving, swimming, I don't know, moving by. That's terrifying. You're just like sitting there swimming because container ships are huge. They're like massive. Oh my god, just like swimming next to it. Like, imagine if like the waves got it sucks you like under the ship, and then you're trapped under the ship, and then you can't get out, and you're just gonna drown. You're just stuck under this huge ship, or falling off of it into the ocean. Like, oh my god, I'm terrified of ships or container ships specifically. Same with I feel like cruise ships. I also kind of like fall into that same area though. Look at this clutch, bro. I thought I was dead here. One heart. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They weren't following me. I thought they were following me. But it's terrifying. I'm terrified of big ships, specifically the container ships, but cruise ships also do it for me, which is why I could never go on a cruise. I'm sorry. If you are one of my friends or family or my wife one day or my kids potentially, and you're like, listen, I want to go on a cruise. You can go for that. I'm not going. I could never, ever, ever do a cruise. That is terrifying. I couldn't handle that. And I think one thing that ties along with that, which I want to consider to be like an actual like phobia of mine, I guess. But I feel like it's just kind of like it goes with the ships. But like huge waves also terrify me. Like if you're on like a big ship, like those huge waves, like if it's a horrible thunderstorm. I was trying to attack my teammate there. That is also scary. Like that's so scary. Imagine like you're on a cruise ship and then a horrible storm comes through and it's like these giant waves are just smashing against the ship and it's like dumping rain and the ship's rocking back and forth and you don't know if the ship's gonna like capsize or whatever because the waves are like massive. That's so scary. I keep trying to attack my own teammate. Like look at me, I'm stupid. It's so scary. Like I think those are my main phobias. I feel like I don't really have any other phobias other than that. Do I get this kill here? No, I remember. Oh my god, this guy like looped around like 30 times. I think. No, I remember what happens. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I feel like those are my main phobias that I have. Is that it's whales, giant ships, and then kind of with the giant ships, huge like thunderstorms and waves in the ocean. Other than that, I don't really think I'm afraid of anything. I guess I shouldn't say I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm not afraid of anything, but it's not like a phobia. We won because that guy just fell. But yeah, I mean, I am scared of flying. I don't like flying, but I also hate driving. So I would rather fly than drive, but I don't like flying at all because I am scared of flying. But flying, I don't like heights, but that's kind of like a standard thing. I just don't really like heights or anything. Um, like I could not imagine like being on top of like a skyscraper. Like like that gives me like the creepy crawlies thinking about that. Like imagine like in New York City, you're on the highest building. I don't know what the highest building is. It's the Empire State Building. Wait, is that in New York? Is the Empire State Building in New York? I actually don't know that. I'm gonna sound very stupid if it's not in New York. But like imagine just in like New York, the tallest building, just at the tippy top, and then on the edge leaning over. Like, what if you fall? What if you fall? Like it's so scary. Like just I can hear the sounds of it, like the wind and like the like you just also feel the wind just like pushing you. It's really scary. Other fears that I have. Um, gosh, I'm not like I guess I'm not really scared of driving. I've always told myself I felt like if I'm gonna die, it's probably gonna be in a car crash. I feel like I don't know. That was also before I started driving. Now that I've started driving, I'm much more confident while driving. So I don't know. I'm not afraid of driving or anything. I don't like driving on the highway, mostly because I get tired. If I'm driving for like a long amount of time, I get really tired. I've almost fallen asleep like 7 times driving down the highway, which is why I'm scared to drive on my own. Because every time that's happened, I've had people with me. So I've made it a rule that if we're driving back, specifically if it's night, or driving back to like our house or whatever on the highway, you have to talk. You have to talk. Not to me. You don't have to specifically talk to me, but talk to each other because I need something to keep my brain awake. Because if it's just dead silent with music playing, like the highway gets so hard to just stay awake on because it's just like, unless there's a bunch of traffic or anything, you're just like moving straight. You're just moving straight and straight and straight and straight, maybe a lane change, but it's just, I hate driving on the highway. Gosh, what else am I kind of like afraid of or I mean, I don't like public speaking. I feel like I'd do anything to avoid that. Actually, I do. So, this year for school, I don't know why I said like for school, I had a presentation I had to do. It was about like a film, and everybody had to do one, and you could work with a partner. Actually, you could just work with like a group. I didn't know anybody. I didn't really know anybody in that class, and I don't really like asking random people if I can join their group. I feel like even if I try to do most of the work, they'll end up doing it. And not because I'm lazy, but it'll just, even if I did the entire thing, I'd still feel like I didn't do enough. So I didn't really want to join a group, and I feel like I work more productive if I do it by myself. So I decided to do it by myself. But I wasn't productive because I forgot about the project until presentation day, until the morning of, and I was like, "Oh shoot, what am I supposed to do?" So I freak out, and I get my friend who is a few grades ahead of me. I get them to help me out, and they kind of like give a rough outline of the structure. Like they start my presentation before school started because it was my first period too. It was literally my first period. So they give like a rough outline, and they're like, "Okay, go based off that." And I'm like, "Okay, awesome." So I get to class and I start working on it, and I got like half of it done, and it was really bad. And I was freaking out. I was sitting there just absolutely like freaking out. But my teacher was completely wrong because this was supposed to be a 1 day thing. Like, get everybody just get their projects done this first day, maybe at most 2 days. So we ran out of time the first day. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I have till tomorrow to do it. So then tomorrow comes around, and most of my project is done. But I don't really want to do it, and I'm kind of hoping that I don't have to do it. So I'm sitting there, and every project's going by, and then the numbers start dwindling, and that's when the pressure really starts to get on, because usually the people that are more last are the more shy ones, the people that don't like to present. So we're all kind of looking at each other like, okay, who's going to sacrifice themselves first? So they start dwindling one by one. But then we run out of time the second day, and the second day was supposed to be our final day. So I'm like, okay, I have more time, but I have to do it tomorrow then. I have to do it tomorrow. So then the third day comes around. And then we run out of time the third day. We have taken 3 days. This was supposed to take 1 or 2 days, but we run out of time the third day. So now we move to the fourth day. Sorry, I had to like grab my puppy. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? So we're now on the fourth day, and we actually run out of people halfway through. We're like halfway through class, and I'm like, oh God, it's literally only me. What do I do? So the girl finishes her presentation, and my teacher's like, all right, anybody else? And it's just silent. Nobody says anything. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, is he going to call on me? What do I do? And then I wait a few seconds, and I think too long about it. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking too long about it. And then he's like, okay, awesome. Well, anybody who hasn't presented, and like if they were missing any of the days, then they'll just have to come in tomorrow. And I'm like, wait a minute. That means I don't have to do it. He's not making me do it. He's not making me do it. I could always come in tomorrow during lunch and do it. So that's what I do. I just come in tomorrow. And then I just do it during lunch. And I think he was upset because he knew I was in the class and he knew I was avoiding doing it. But I did it, and I got like 100%, not 100%, but I got like pretty good on it. And he even gave me like a little like note on it saying that I'm very good at like public speaking. So I'm good at it. I just can't do it in front of like classmates or whatever. It depends on my audience, which I think that really makes sense because that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm literally publicly speaking. I'm recording. I'm basically talking to an audience. I'm talking to you, whoever you are watching this. I'm talking to you right now. It's just different because it's one, I'm not talking directly to, 1,000 people or whatever. I'm talking to my computer and into a microphone right now, and I just gotta yap and yap. And it's also to an audience of people that are interested in this, and I don't really have to worry about this. Like, obviously, if you guys are watching this video, you probably like Minecraft, and you probably want to hear me yap about my fear of whales. So I feel a lot more confident about it. That's the thing. I think confidence, everybody has confidence. I think that's something that I've come to learn, and that's a big goal of mine for 2025. And I do want to make a commentary video about my goals for 2025, so I won't go too in-depth into it. But it's just mostly having more confidence. I mean, obviously, I could do the presentation just fine. I just didn't have the confidence to do it in front of everybody. I was just too afraid to do it. But I could do it. And that's the thing, is that confidence is one of those things that it's not just like a select group of people can have. Anybody can have confidence. Literally anybody. Anybody at all. It's just, it's harder for some people to get it because confidence, people, you never like don't have confidence. Everybody has confidence. It's just, for some people, it's more lost in them than others. You know, you never don't have confidence. You always have confidence. It's just lost or misplaced. And for some people, it's misplaced around the corner and you can just grab it and you can be confident. But for some people, it's like far away. It's kind of hidden, so you really have to dig for it. So just try to be confident. Honestly, if you're confident enough about something, then you don't really have to worry about people think, because people won't judge you if you're very confident about things. And I'm not going to say that overall. I mean, people are going to be people. You might get judged, but who cares? Because I think the mindset is, if you fake it till you make it. Because if you fake being confident for long enough, eventually you're just going to be confident. So why not you just fake it? Just fake being confident until you are. And it's not easy. It's kind of hard. But I can't believe this turned from me being afraid of whales to like motivational talk about confidence. But yeah, my puppy is whining in the background. She's not very happy. But I mean, I don't really know. Are there any other final phobias or fears I have? I don't think so. Phobias? I don't like the sound of people chewing. And there's that. So let me know if you guys have any phobias. I'm curious. I really want to know, actually. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this commentary video. I am planning to make more. This is my second one for my comeback. So if you guys want more, let me know, and I will be glad to make more. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.